We could use a couple of baseballs on that porch right there. That's just beyond the left field fence. What an awesome place to hang out and check out the Vancouver Canadians. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. They got the Southern-style hard iced tea. It is all good in the hood just beyond left field. But right now, Canadians got a little bit of work to do. They've given up a couple of runs. They're down 5-2. Tri-City tonight, 5 runs on 7 hits. Canadians 2 runs on 6. Pretty good portion of the order for the Vancouver Canadians here. It's going to be Will Robertson, Brett Wright, and Luis De Los Santos. And although that is 7, 8, 9 in the order, it's been a pretty productive part of the lineup for the Canadians tonight. Wright with a double and a run scored. Luis De Los Santos is 2 for 2 with a couple of base hits. So let's see if Will Robertson can get something done here against Wenhua Sung, out for his 3rd inning of work. Pitches up. The count goes to 1 ball and no strikes.
Rob, how was it doing the game from left field on Monday?
Man, all right. Well, to those watching, broadcast a game from the Hayall porch 2 nights ago with Alek Manoah pitching. And I almost feel like I did him a bit of a disservice because I was so busy rolling out former Toronto Blue Jays and doing interviews with them that Manoah struck out, what, 8 or 9? And I was too busy hanging out with you and Casey Janssen and Jason Grilly.
I'm glad they all came out. I mean,
awesome.
It's got to be pretty cool. And for me, it's pretty cool to be around a guy like Roberto Alomar. And I'm sure when you have him sitting on the hot seat, you know, you get to ask him stuff about baseball and what he's doing. And man, what a first-class individual. Like, all the way. I can't say enough good things about him, and just the way he goes about it. There's no ego to him. And says no. He never says no to pictures, autographs. I've never seen that out of him. And just a humbled individual.
I will go one farther. I think that one day the government of Canada should give him the Order of Canada. He's perfectly deserving of it. No reason why not to. 3-1 is hammered into center field. Off the bat of Will Robertson. It is back. It's warning track wall, and it is off the top of it. Almost robbed of a home run. Boy, he stung that one, and Roberts is looking around saying, I hit that with everything that I had.
He really did. He stung that pitch right there, and I think he thought he had a home run. I mean, he ran a hard 90 out of the box, which I think is important, and that's why he got to second base. But you see right here,
we'll see if we can see where this hits on the wall, because he smokes this.
It's exactly in his wheelhouse.
Deepest part of the ballpark, and let's see where it goes. Right off the Coca-Cola side.
I thought it was gone.
That makes 2 of us.
Yeah, I thought it was gone. That's got to feel good for Robertson. Like I said, it's been a little bit of an up and down season for him, and for him to be able to put a good swing on the bat, it's got to make him feel good, and hopefully it gets things rolling for the Canadians right here.
Brett Wright in the box. Now Sung with a little bit of work to do. Pitches inside, and that looks, did it hit him? No, it went off the butt of the bat maybe, and the count simply goes to 0-1. I heard a great story about Roberto Alomar that I didn't know until 2 nights ago, and it actually came from somebody in my golfing foursome. Of course, Roberto was out in Vancouver raising money for his Foundation 12 and Jumpstart, which is, of course, a Canadian Tire initiative, and the Special Olympics. So I'm driving around with a couple of his colleagues, and they went down to Puerto Rico with him to do one of the camps that he does in his home country as well. And he takes them right to his mom's house for dinner. Like, not to some chalet or some fancy place. They sit and they have chicken and rice and beans in his mom's house, and she cooks for them all. And I thought, here's a Hall of Famer, a guy that's made more money than I'll ever see in 100 lifetimes, and yet he still brings people in right into the cradle of his existence. And I just couldn't get enough of the story.
Yeah, I mean, he comes from a great family too. I mean, my love for Sandy Alomar Sr. too. I mean, it's just those tremendous individuals, good people to this world, and you need more Alomars in this world. And I can't say enough about him. I told him too. Ooh, backswing caught the catcher right there. Hope he's okay.
Quick head nod from Brett Wright, who's a catcher himself. So again, you got Johnny Holmes up behind the plate, and just watch the backswing here. Just clunked him right on the old hockey helmet. And
no, thank you. I'm playing catcher. No, thank you. Those guys are crazy, Rob. Crazy.
A little crazy. 1-2 now from Sung. With a runner at second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Canadians down 3. Looped foul, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
I did tell Robbie and the rest of his crew, I said, you guys ever make it out to LA? Because the All-Star game is there next year, so I'm sure they make their way down there. I said, you guys got to promise me one thing. When you guys come to LA, I'm not taking you guys to a fancy restaurant either. I'm taking you to my mom's house so you guys can have some real Mexican food. And they all agreed. They're like, we're there. Done.
What's Mama Romero cooking for dinner?
My dad gets on the grill and cooks up some short rib carne asada, some rice, some beans, some guacamole, some fresh salsa. I mean, you name it, she's got it.
That's not bad. Maybe I'll be in the suitcase. It'll be the round one that's really heavy.
Come on down.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Canadians with an opportunity here. See if they can get something done here off a very effective right-hander within the Padres organization. 2-2. Blitzed and just foul. Boy, the distance between your elbow and your wrist. That's how far that one went foul.
Sung definitely didn't want that pitch right there in that location. 2-2. He hung a breaking ball right there, and Wright almost took advantage of it.
So the line tonight on Adam Kloffenstein, 6 innings of 5-hit baseball, 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. He walked 1 and he struck out 8 tonight. His ERA 2.24. Not bad for an 18-year-old playing at this level of baseball.
Not bad at all. He has nothing to hang his head about. Pitched a tremendous game, and like I said, in this game you're going to face adversity sometimes, and it's how you respond to it, and he responded well.
Wright is fighting the good fight tonight. And now Sung is going to call his catcher out. And, you know, Wright is another one of these players for the Vancouver Canadians. They have 6 players within 10 percentage points of 200 for the season. Some are batting a little above 200. Some are batting just a smidgen below 200. So for Brett Wright, even though he's 1 for 2 tonight, he's now hitting $197. And you know that the second-year Vancouver Canadian wants to make sure he finishes with a 2 to start the old.
Which is why I said you can't give any at-bats away.
No, especially this one.
Everything counts here. Everything. Play till the end.
Fastball, foul back, still 2-2. And, you know, these second-year players, when they're 23 and getting into 24, the writing is on the wall. They're going to have to do something pretty special here to get going. And as good as it's been for Brett Wright, he's going to really go into the offseason wondering what his future is with this organization. And it's the beauty and the curse of being a minor league baseball player.
Yeah, that's the toughest part.
Sung trying to find an answer here. Pitch is the fastball, and it gets past him, and Wright will leave Robertson at second base, and it'll bring up Luis De Los Santos. So Luis De Los Santos, who's having himself a pretty good night. He's 2 for 2 so far in this baseball game. Steps in. He's got a dirty pair of pants. That's all good in the world of baseball. And I remember Tri-City has scored 5 runs over the last 3 innings. 2 in the 5th, another one in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. As they found that second gear, and now the Canadians are playing around, trying to find a couple of runs of their own. Fastball in for a strike. The count goes to 0-1. You're watching live coverage of Vancouver Canadians baseball, short season affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays, tonight on Sportsnet Pacific. Myself, Ricky Romero, Caroline Frolic, happy to bring you the sights and sounds. Pitch in for a strike, and now the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
Sung's been really good too. Other than that hit he gave up, that run, there's been nothing much outside of that. And he's another guy that's 88, 89, 90, 91, but it looks a lot faster than that. He's got a lot of life to his fastball, and you can tell by the swings that the Canadian hitters have put tonight. It's like almost like they're having trouble picking it out of his hand.
And that is something that I think more and more pitchers should take a look at. We talk about the quote-unquote mechanics, but you know, being able to hide that ball as long as possible. You know, we saw that early in the year from Grant Townsend.
Deception, deception, deception. The more deception you have, the harder you are to pick up. No doubt about it.
Another pitch in the dirt. So Second lease on life here for Luis De Los Santos.
You know what I thought was pretty cool too, Rob? The fact that all the alumni guys came into the clubhouse before the game.
I heard.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but I heard about that.
I thought that was pretty cool. And you got Robbie Alomar in there, Dwayne Ward, Jesse Barfield, Casey Jansen. Jason Grilly was in the clubhouse literally telling stories to the guys. I had to pull them out of there. I was like, hey, these guys have a game to play. Let's get out of here, man. He's like, give me a uni, give me a uni. I'm ready to go. I can get you 3 outs tonight.
His energy is so infectious.
100%. I agree with you. He's just so, like, when he talks, there's so much passion behind anything that he's talking about. And, you know, I told him, you're going to make a good broadcaster one day because you can talk the game. You have that energy about you. And he loves it. He likes being around the game. And he's a tremendous guy to have around, too.
Well, Luis De Los Santos will not be denied as he finds his way on with a walk, and all of a sudden the Canadians will bring the tying run to the plate, and that will be the final pitch that is thrown from Sung as the bullpen looks to be summoned. And now all of a sudden the Canadians look and realize they got the top of the order. Now this is where Tanner Morris, the 5th rounder out of the University of Virginia, has got to step up. He's had a tough night at the plate. He's 0 for 3, a couple of lazy pop-outs. But you've got an opportunity here to push this forward, and Tri-City is not going to make this one easy. That I can assure you, as that big fella has been good all season long. And the Canadians are going to have to be on their best behavior as we bring you inside Scotiabank Field at Nat Bailey Stadium. There is Tanner Morris. Morris is one of those slap hitters that can put it to any field. But Deacon Metters, a kid out of the University of Alabama, has been a nasty piece of business. It's his 24th appearance of the season out of the bullpen for Tri-City. He's got an ERA in the mid-3s, so he's not perfect, but he's a guy that has been a very good shutdown guy. And now the Canadians, with the heart of their order coming up, facing one of the best in the Northwest.
Yeah, and I think the Canadians right here are going to have to really play the game. You know, station to station, as I like to call it. First and second, let's get a run here and go from there and get to our heart of the lineup. And if they're able to do that, they're going to get back right in this game. I think Tanner Morris can't afford to get long with this swing right here, you know, and try to tie this thing up. Remember, as you said, he's a guy that can hit the ball, spray the ball all over the field. One of those right here in the gap would be perfect.
Here's a question I have for you, because we've seen over the last couple of years when it comes to middle infielders that the Blue Jays have gone a couple of different ways. And here, I'm not going to put a name to this. I just want your opinion on this simple thought. Would you rather take the best player from a small school or the 3rd best player from a large school?
Give me the guy who can play, period. You know, give me the guy who has leadership qualities. Give me the guy, you know, not all guys that are Division I high school or a Division I school, like 5-star recruits, are going to make it to the big leagues. So the guy from a Division II, Division III can play. Kevin Pillar, for example. Give me that guy. Guy that's going to run through the wall.
First pitch is in for a strike. And
what do you think?
You know, I'm different on that, because I want a guy that every night plays against elite competition. I mean, some of these schools that they're playing against, you're not seeing a Saturday guy or a Friday guy all the time. Pitches away. That's going to allow both the runners to advance, and that's a huge break for the Canadians in this moment. Ball pops out of the catcher's glove. Holmes didn't have the ball get that far away from him, but now that conventional double play is taken out of the equation, and the Canadians are in business here, down 3, but a couple of guys in scoring position could make this game real interesting.
I'll add to that, though, Rob. Just because you're facing the best of the best competition, it doesn't always translate to the pro level. If that was the case, you know, then it'd only be Division I guys getting drafted. But you know, there's plenty of guys in the big leagues who didn't face the best of competition in college, and they're big time names in the big leagues. So, I mean, I see your point of view, though. I mean,
well, no. I wasn't hanging my hat on it, but I just sometimes I'll see a kid and I'll be like, oh, he came from, Florida State, big boy school.
Yeah.
Texas. And then I see a kid from like Logan and Mary, and you're like, well, who was he playing on Thursday and Friday and Saturday? So I don't know.
Don't forget Cal State Fullerton.
Oh, I'm well aware. I never was more aware of Cal State Fullerton than this summer. Whatever happened to Pepperdine, by the way?
Oh, they're still there.
2-2 on its way.
Beautiful.
It is well outside.
It's one of the most beautiful campuses you'll ever see.
Malibu, right?
Yeah.
Tough to go wrong there. How about this? 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tanner Morris. And this is the kid that the Canadians need to step up right now. The 5th rounder out of the University of Virginia. Metters from Alabama here tonight. They meet in Vancouver. 3-2. Breaking pitch fouled off. Morris is quiet. He doesn't do anything. One thing about Morris, I wish I'd have said this a little earlier than 3-2. He sits in on the Spanish class so that he can become a better communicator to the Latin players on the team.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Got a kid that wants to learn another culture, and it's important, especially in baseball, when you get a lot of Latin kids that you play along.
How about that?
It's exactly what they needed right there.
Well, this place is about to get loud. And if you've never experienced Nat Bailey when the boys are on the ropes and all of a sudden start throwing punches himself, you're about to get a taste of it, because Jesus Lopez is going to step into the box. Spencer Horwitz is on deck, but right now the stage is that of Jesus Lopez.
Again, take what the game gives you. Take what the game gives you. I'll say it again. Why? Because they still should play the game. Don't get long with that swing and try to hit the grand slam here. If the pitcher gives you that pitch, take advantage of it. But other than that, stay within yourself.
Breaking pitch in for strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Lopez has fought that slider all season long. But right now, the stage is set for the Canadians to get 6,413 out of their seats. The pitch from the right-hander is chopped foul, and now the count goes 0-2. And as you mentioned, Ricky, when you know that there's a chink in the armor, there's a weakness, there's a kryptonite to the Red King, you got to keep hammering that. So now it's on Lopez to make the adjustment.
Yeah, I would throw it again. I would throw that nasty slider down and away, and I think Metters realizes that, and we might see another one right here.
No balls and 2 strikes. Pitches up.
Went up in the zone. You can see what he's doing right there, though. He went 2 sliders down and away, raised that eye level up. Now he might come down and away with that slider again.
Infielders at the ready. Bases loaded for the Canadians here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And he got him. And you nailed it, Ricky. And Lopez didn't make the adjustment, so now the plot thickens as you've got the bases loaded with 2 outs for the newest Vancouver Canadian. People are still wondering, who is this guy? I'll tell you what, he'll make a lot of friends with one swing of the bat here.
Yeah, and you saw Metter set him up perfectly right there. He went down, up. I'm going to raise that eye level, get him looking up, back to down to that nasty slider, and Lopez swung and missed.
So here it is, gut check time for the Canadians. First pitch well outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The free swinging McGregory Contreras is on deck. He's got a home run tonight. If you're looking for big swings. But Spencer Horwitz right now watches ball 2. Couple of Canadians watching from the rail. Alek Manoah in the bottom right-hand corner, or he was a second ago. Ball that is hit out towards the second baseman, into the glove, flip towards nobody, so the run will score. Base hit for Spencer Horwitz, and everybody advances 90 feet. Wonderful play from Barley just to keep it in the infield, but nowhere near Ilaraza covering the bag, so the Canadians have brought it to within 2.
Yeah, you see right here, he's not trying to do too much, takes the ball up the middle. That would have been a sweet play if it would if he would have made that, but thankfully he didn't. And the Canadians are back in business. They got a guy who went deep earlier in the game, and now you go for the big punch, I think.
Well, Will Robertson's the Canadian who came in to score. You've got De Los Santos at third, Morris at second, Horwitz over at first, and you've got McGregory Contreras, who at one point in his career within the Blue Jays organization was among the top 30 prospects ranked by Baseball America. He has since fallen backward out of that top 30, but this is a guy that every once in a while can capture a little lightning in a bottle. And Contreras was here at the ballpark real early, getting ready for tonight's game.
Yeah, you definitely see the potential in him. We saw his power earlier, and sky's the limit. I mean, he's still young. There's no reason to panic. It's all, I've said it all night. This is a game of adjustments, and whoever makes those adjustments is going to keep advancing to the next level and to the following level after that. So hopefully we see a good at bat out of him. We're going to see Metters not give in to him. And as you see right there, a slider down and away. And it's not going to give him anything to hit, but if he makes a mistake, Contreras needs to take advantage of it.
Well, here it is. Tying run for the Canadians is his second lead run, who's on it first. One of the few guys in the lineup that could change this with one swing. Pitch fouled off will do it at 1-1.
And you can tell right there on that slider, hung it a little bit, and Contreras was smelling that grand slam right there.
I'll take something down a line, in a gap, off a wall, whatever. With 2 outs, all 3 of these runners are going to get a wonderful jump on anything that comes off the bat of Contreras.
Again, the key is for him not to get long here with the swing. Can't get too long. Got to stay within himself.
Ball back up the middle. That's going to score 1. Here comes the tying run. Morris is around third. The throw will be to third. The run will score. Into the rundown is Horwitz, and the inning is over. But you know what? He bought enough time that both runs score. And guess what, fella? We got a 5-5 baseball game. Canadians played 3 in the bottom of the 7th. And just like that, the Canadians answer the bell. That is progress over the course of the season. We find our way to the top of the 8th in a brand new ball game. 5-5 Canadians and Dust Devils as you're watching Vancouver Canadians baseball. Presented as always by A&W right here on Sportsnet Pacific.